Friday night on the Australia Day weekend, I got a lift to Killarney with Rowan.
Just launched from the southeast at Killarney.
The views up here are just awesome and I wanted to get amongst it, so I got Andrew to come with me. And I ended up bombing out here. Luckily Andrew got away. But Rowan flew the furthest of the 4 days, over 100 miles, downwind. But after that he just complained about the long retrieve.
So I've got this little climb out in the valley, not much. Dobbo's come to join me, and I've got the 360 camera on loan from Ben Webb recording time-lapse, so we'll see how that turns out. Lovely to be in the air. It's a bit blue here. I guess that means it's nice and sunny, at least. Oh, Condamine River, head of the biggest river system in Australia. So Hop's given a jump away from the range, but Amberley has shut it off for pilots like us, unfortunately. It's very annoying. It's a Saturday, they should be taking the day off so we can fly. But this is pretty nice here. I'm a bit stuck. Couldn't stay with that climb that Andrew managed to get away with. Beautiful spot here.
I thought I might be able to relaunch, but it was pretty hopeless. Luckily some friendly farmers saw me and gave me a lift, and I had to go at Flying Cars Lookout, but it was over the back, so I hitched through to Killarney and then got back before dark so I could take some photos of ants eating popcorn. Next, a long drive with a lot of keen pilots up to Hoffman's launch, the north-facing site.
Launched a short time ago at Hoffman's, and flying with Andy here. See Mount Lindsay in the distance. Beautiful valley, and just a few of us so far. Well, I might have been a bit lonelier now before, but now I've got some company. A lot more gliders up now. Not sure who this is, but I believe we're the highest of the pack at the moment.
So I found out later that this was Dirk. I didn't glide away with him, we would have been the first ones, and he ended up in Inglewood that day.
So we're at cloud base now, similar height to yesterday, about 2,000 metres. And Andy, most of the flight, he's been really scratching low, so it was great to see him up here. And a whole bunch of other guys too. The guy I was flying with, normally with this guy on glide out that way.
So instead of following Dirk, I had followed Andy, who glided from cloud base back to launch, where he'd been scratching for hours, just to prove that getting away the first time wasn't a fluke, he said later. But did get some company, and these guys joined me for the transition into the flats, where it got a bit slow.
So since we're gliding for the flats, let's have a last look, eh? Bunch of gliders still at Hoffman's and Killarney Township. And I'm pretty cold, I should have dressed with more clothes. It's about 2,000 metres here.
Some good looking clouds in the distance were just out of reach. So in the end I got a lift back to Killarney in Kevin's Winnebago.
So there's a few of us off before the shade came, but I didn't get the same thermal, and then I decided to go the other way just for a bit of a look. Most other people are waiting on the hill, but I thought I'd come check this out, the back of Superbus. Still not really sure what I'm going to do today. Maybe it's an option to fly down that way. I've been scratching around here and it's felt like there's a lot of trees, or just a couple of 100 feet higher than I was. I was too scared to film before when I was in a weed climb with a couple of wedge-tailed eagles. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. 4,700 feet, not really comfortably high. So I just got a low save from down there. I was at 2,100 feet at one stage, which is bloody close to the ground. It was below the height of that tiny little hill there. But trucking on, and I've only just turned my radios back on because I turned them off because they were distracting, and it sounds like someone's had an accident. I heard the word paramedic, so that's not really a good sign. Warwick Airport's about 9 miles away there. I made a radio call before, and I'm hoping to head north and then come back towards Killarney. So up at 7,000 feet again, and thanks to Rowan for the in-flight refreshments. Slightest of headaches today, maybe need a bit of rehydration. I'm gonna head this way. Not sure what the winds are doing. Had tailwind, but it was northeasterly, so who knows. But maybe try a triangle, still on the cards. Killarney sound that way. So just under 4,000 feet. Haven't really had a climb since I was at 7,000 feet under this big cloud. Trying to stay out of it actually. So back to slow flying. And it's looking good for the triangle. So I'm trying to get a low save from those paddocks. And the ironic thing is I was in a weak climb well over the top of that hill, but I pushed out to find this and it's drifting me back to where I was, but much lower. Gained under 100 feet. Yeah, so turning into a nice little climb. We've got some beefy clouds around. I'm trying to figure out where I should go next. Where would you go? I've had quite a few low saves, so I'm feeling pretty lucky about this flight. Don't know how much I should push it anymore. It'd be great to go into there, closer to Cunningham's Gap. But that cloud might be done its dash by the time I get there, and there could be a lot of sink around it. Definitely not in the bag yet. Yeah, a bit of a crosswind from the east, and pretty hard to figure out exactly what to do. There's a few bits of hay coming up now over the Cunningham Highway. Take this as high as I can, eh? And that's the way I want to head, back towards Killarney. Well, I've just landed, and isn't it funny, after such an amazing flight with so many low saves, you're still a bit disappointed. Killarney was a long way with this pretty brisk easterly. It would have been tough, but I had my hopes up, and there's some nice clouds, so a bit bummed. But here we are, had a crack, and overall it was actually pretty cool. Just getting a lift. What are your names, guys?
My name's Will.
Will and Jess. And yeah, I'm getting driven to the road.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good way to end the day. On the fourth and final day, the 26th of January, we flew again from the southeast launch, and I flew back towards Hoffman's, where we'd flown the second and third days, and ended up being on my own. So I guess this is my first climb, oh no, my second one after launch, but first time I've been below about 6,000 feet, and this wedgie's quite peacefully flying with me on the other side of Hoffman's. We started at the southeast Killarney launch today. Great to have your company, mate. Oh, this is epic. Hey mate, is everything okay? Look at the scenery. Bit more sun to show the features better. It's quite shady yesterday. Beautiful. Well, I just got a good climb, averaging 4 meters a second most of the time, I believe. And it's a good timing because I need to cross this blue here. This Maryvale and the road to Cunningham's Gap.
out here. I just got a low save. I was pretty worried. That's where I'm going to turn around, I think, under that shade of that cloud. And my low save was from down there. Really nice line of clouds stretching from launch out to over there. Don't know if I can use that, but yeah, it's kind of a bit of a blue hole here, so I just want to get over to that cloud. I think I was a bit cheeky pushing in here. I don't know how long this cloud's going to last. It's been shaded out for quite a while. Yeah, I got bored of circling weak lift down there. Let's get to these nice clouds.
I didn't figure out how to make the horizon smooth and steady with the Insta360 software.
Another climb and gone past Allura, that town. Come from that way. It's Cunningham's Gap down there. Killarney, some nice clouds, and it's a little bit blue out where I want to head towards Leslie Dam, and that's Warwick Airport. I just made a call on the airband. It's a bit nerve-wracking being so close to the circuit area, but I got a cracker climb from, well, I got a good one from there after losing something, and then I got this one from just a little further on. Best of the day, 5 on the averager now, 5 meters a second. Get me up to base in no time. I can freeze my ass off again after having it pretty toasty warm. Yoo-hoo! Listen to that sweet sound, 4.8. It's blue, but it's still been working. Let me find that speed bar. But yeah, I really would like to get over past Warwick and onto these beautiful clouds, which are leading back towards Killarney. Perfect scenario. Just spotted another paraglider. I saw him a bit earlier, but he's the first guy I've seen since leaving launch. And he's showing me a climb. Very good. Nice find, mate. Very good. Much appreciated. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, the clouds are dissipating on me. I'm feeling like I'm slightly too late. I'll get as far back as I can. Yeah, it's northeast on the ground and the wind drift as well. I've landed after 4:30. I've done alright. I'm on the highway between Warwick and Killarney. It's always disappointing because it would have been an awesome triangle. And I saw those really good clouds, but they were dying. I mean, oh, maybe they've come back a bit. Maybe I should have stuck in there. And I think I needed to slow down a bit earlier because I had some really pumping climbs, like 5 meters a second on the averager. So the next one I was 2 meters a second, and I thought I'd leave it 7,000 feet, but I could have taken it up to 9 and had a better chance of connecting with this. But yeah, it was all dying. Like, it looked good. I wanted to get there as quick as I could, and it wasn't quick enough. Anyway, last day in Killarney for a while, and yeah, pretty decent day out.